Okay, that works. Cool. How is everybody? Start here. Hopefully this loads in. Hope everyone's doing okay. Yeah, what are people doing in regards to Mothership at the moment? There are some things going on with currently. G'day, Sam. Currently, there are some things regarding something called Zine Quest. G'day, Strand. And Zine Quest happens sort of in February most years, I think. And that's when some people put out like Kickstarters and things like that. And hopefully I can actually show you one of the projects that seems kind of interesting to me and is also made by someone who I'm fortunate enough to talk to a little bit. Thanks. Where was it? Get where I can change the currency on. Here we go. Done it. I think he's like selling it in euro. But yeah, how are people doing in terms of like Mothership? What are you playing or have played recently, or you're kind of excited about? I'd be curious to know. Cool, nice. Yeah, this is and how did let's see? Did you run session 1 since we spoke last, or did you run it like the week before? Cool, nice. That's awesome with first AVH. So are they still in Greta Base, or are they sort of going on to the next part of AVH? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think I remember you mentioning that you ran part of it, then you had a nice. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's right, because the weather is you can sort of get the weather as a factor, right? As on, what is it called? What's that planet called? It's like Samus 6 or something like this. Right, every other week. Yep, makes sense. Yeah, it gives you, I guess, some time to like prepare bits and pieces as well. So that's very cool. Yeah, fair enough. That's all good. But yeah, on the screen here, I've got this is a Kickstarter that very cautious. Right, okay. Realization, but almost kill the Kark. Okay, right. Does that mean the Kark has run away due to wounds, or does this mean it's still a current threat? Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, still have to key the Oh, nice. Yeah, I always love NPC generators. They are very good fun. Yeah, every other yeah, this is true. Every other week's quite nice. Yeah, it is good fun. That is very cool. Yeah, exactly. That's the way to do it. Yeah, once it gets a wound, it sort of like runs away, and then yeah, you can kind of, as the warden, you can choose when it might be a nice time for it to show back up. And especially if they are like, one of them is like stuck in a room somewhere or something like that. That's always good fun. That's very cool. Yeah, because where are some places that you could get stuck on that map? I guess like in the freezer, you could get really stuck. And then all the other, the freezer would be like the most isolating place. But once you go in there once, you probably don't need to go in there again. Oh, cool, awesome. I'm glad that they helped. What were some things that you like tried from the advice, and you found that were like a good like thing for you to remember? I'm aware that I'm just like making you type. I always feel bad because I know I know what it's like on the other side, where it's just like, oh, this person can just say their question, and it's the words per minute of speech is a lot faster than typing. Um, but yeah. Yeah. To be honest, I can't remember like some of the tips. I think some of the tips were like just being aware of like other players, and like sort of treating if the party does split, is treating it kind of like movie scenes, and then having to reconcile the timeline a little bit. I remember us talking about that. Um, and then just making sure you give people the opportunity as well. So if there is a big group and you're all fighting the same thing, it's just to make sure it's sort of just to go around the group. That's a big help. Just because I'm not on my normal setup, how is like audio and video? Does it seem like super choppy, or am I good? Because at the moment I am not at home, hence the random different background. All good. Okay. Biggest thing was to let them all have their moments. They were too scared to split up. Yeah, exactly. Yep, that does happen. They picked up on the rules super fast. Yeah, cool. That's awesome that they actually wanted to roll on fair. That's great. I kind of excellent. Yeah, it's not intentional, but that's very cool, Strand. I think that's really, really great because, especially that last part there, um, when you're starting early on with people playing Mothership for the first time, it's very common like to have a group, no matter the number, they kind of stick together unless you do have people who are, like quite experienced with TTRPGs. And then if they are experienced with TTRPGs, they'll sort of go, well, it's a one shot. I can do whatever I like. But it sounds like they were sort of quite cautious. Yeah, the rules are good. How did you find combat, and how did you make sure that that was sort of fairly done? Wanting to roll on fair, that's really cool, because with some groups is that there is the temptation to kind of like avoid it and not to try and avoid rolling effectively, because you know how it's not ideal for you in the long run. And it sounds like you managed to explain to them that, since it's your character and it is you, how that situation, and if they were fearful in that moment, it makes sense for them to roll their fear save, which is cool. That's really awesome. That's so good. Yeah, I think I have some like in our group, we either or there's a little bit of like avoiding. It's like, oh, I'm a Marine, I've seen tons of dead bodies, and so then I think the fear save is somewhat avoided. Nice. That's awesome. Just one arm was lost. That's very cool. Yeah. Okay. That's great that the shy player were like got creative. That's awesome. Just one arm was lost. No, it's just a flesh wound. What is it? It's like from Monty Python with the black knight who's like protecting the bridge, and he fights Arthur, I think, and Arthur like destroys him and then just cuts off his limbs, and then the Black Knight is so intent on continuing to fight even though he's lost limbs. He's like, oh, flesh wound, but in reality his like arm's been. And that's a great scene of, wasn't it? The Holy Grail, Monty Python. Is it Light and the Holy Grail or something? One death save. Wow. As well. That's crazy. And survived. Incredible. Yeah, the death saves never go well in the group that I have. Like, they're just automatic, like, all right, dead. So I think we probably roll poorly, because I think it's like zero is definitely survive. I think 5 to 9 is dead. 1 to 4, I can't remember what 1 to 4 is. Is it like die very soon or something like this, or die within a few turns? I can't quite remember off the top of my head what it is. It does sound like a lot of fun. That's very cool. And what about the scenes in the garage? Like, did they encounter the guy in the vehicle, or has that not happened yet? Or did you change it, perhaps? Man, I love talking. I love hearing about people's games. It's always like a lot of fun, because every single game is slightly different. Immediate. Okay. That's cool. That's very cool. Well, you should be really stoked, Strand. It's a really great outcome. And yeah, I'm really happy for you. Really stoked. That's very cool. Yeah, it's yeah. That's like a the perfect game. Well, perfect session at least. Remind me how many people you had? You had. Did you say you were having like 5, 6, or 7 or something like that? I also did a ton of. Yeah. Yes. Yep. This is so funny. This is kind of a point. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. 5 players, that's right. Yeah, handouts help a lot. yeah, it just helps. I think if you personally, like something that I found over the weekend after playing a game was that for me, a map is like super important, like more important than I thought it was. And it allows for more immersion for me because I'm playing online. So if I place my token, that's where I'm saying this is where I am. And just by looking at the map, if I'm like near the corner of a like, well, if I'm near an intersection in terms of a corridor, or I'm near a room, or I'm near a door, or whatever, then I can. It's very easy for me to just be like, okay, I can just go do this. That's awesome. Yes, great. I love that. That's so good. Yeah, you gotta have something queued up for when the generator comes back on. That's a great. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's funny. That's a great way to do it. So yeah, I'm always curious about if what if they interacted with the guy who's sitting in the vehicle and what happens in that situation. Because yeah, it's always if they got there, of course, because it's I think that probably happens less in the one shot, but probably more in the like mini campaign. Yeah, I'm thinking about like what other good songs would be ideal for that like that that jump scare. Yeah. Oh right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what. If you were running it as just a one shot, I think that's what most people do. Is that they'll just leave. But if going on to like future sessions, like if you go into the mini campaign, generally people would sort of go out through there. I imagine. Like I've never run or played anything more than one shot for ABH. But that's always like a tense. I imagine it's a very tense scene. I think in the one shot that I ran, people interacted. People were going to interact with the vehicle, like, and they heard someone inside. Billy, how are you? Oh, it's not morning for me. It's I'm from New Zealand, but I don't live there, so I'm not too sure if you're just taking a guess at my time zone based on my accent. So I actually live in the what would it be, northeast of Mexico. So for me, my time is almost 5 p.m. But you were trying, you're having a look at Obsidian, right? Because I know that you left a comment on one of the other live streams. Yes. True. Yep. So you're in the future. That's right. I forgot that you're in Shanghai. Brownsville. Yeah, I'm not too far from Texas. So where is Brownsville? Brownsville. My US geography is not great. Okay. Yeah, so I'm closer to what would be closer? Texas, and Mission and what was it? Mission and McAllen. But like further away. So I'm like live near Monterrey, Mexico. Yeah, San Antonio is cool. I really liked San Antonio when I visited. My wife and I have been there twice, I think. Yeah. Haven't had the chance. Yeah, to be honest, I use Obsidian. I haven't had the time to I've used it a lot, but I probably am not using it to its full potential or whatever. Like I still have to learn what are some good ways of using tags and properties and things like that. At the moment, I'm just like linking up a whole lot of like pages together, which is like my current workflow. But yeah, that seems to be going pretty well. But yeah, in San Antonio, I think I went to. Trying to think, I went to a games shop there. Where was that? It was like in a. It was like in a house. I'm trying to remember where it was. Trying to remember where that place was. I have a feel. No, I don't think it's that one. Nope, definitely not that one. Nope, not that one. So that one. Old Multiverse Games, I'm pretty sure I visited. Yeah, that looks familiar. Yeah, I don't know if you know that one, Stan. It is this one. I just remember because it was just like this, this house basically, and yeah, I had a good experience there. It was good fun. Like just I can't. They had like a whole lot of like minis, a lot of like stuff painted, and which is really cool. Oh, okay, cool. Well, yeah, you should. It is. Let me see here. Yeah, so that on the sign there, that W Hildebrand, that is the address. If you're curious about where it might be, but yeah, it's. I can't remember. That like feels very like residential in the area that it is, but it's. I had a good experience there. Like the guy. I remember his name. He was like super kind to me, and he was. Hold on. I am muted. Thank you, Strand. Yeah, I was muted because my dog was barking, and then I forgot to unmute myself. I was just saying that, like, I had a good experience there, like I might have mentioned, and the place, the house at the front, you sort of walk in that front door, and it's got a shop at the front, and then it's also got a play area at the back, and they have. I'm pretty sure they've got like scheduled games and stuff like that. So I'm sure if you were really keen for an in-person game or anything like that, you could probably find something like that there, Sam. But yeah, cool. Yeah, have you guys come across like any new modules or anything that you're kind of excited about? I've got a few things that I've come across in the past like couple of weeks. Like I mentioned, like this one that I've got on screen here, this is one done just fair enough. It does sound pretty cool, actually. This one here, which is one by Waco Matrixo. So if you've heard of ones like Decagon, what else has he put out? He's put out Aurora, Cryosic, and there's another one that I've forgotten. Stuff for Mothership Month last year as well. But yeah, this is kind of like a cool idea for his, like, a current Kickstarter that he has, which is where he, instead of playing as characters or playing as a human, you play as a parasite, and you're trying to control. I think it's like a researcher or a scientist. And as you can see, the art is very cool here. Is that it took me a while to figure out what's going on, but this is like the viewpoint from like inside the person's face, for lack of a better way of putting it. So you got like the two eyeballs, the parasites, the brain at the top here, and then the eye sockets. Yeah, and this sounds like a cool idea. Like I always love, yeah, disgustingly fun, exactly. And yeah, yeah, true. Magic, man, I forgot about that. Yep, very Magic School Bus. Man, I forgot about that. That is a throwback for sure. So yeah, he currently he lives in the Netherlands, and he lives in Amsterdam, and yeah, he puts out his a lot of his stuff actually in English and German, and so yeah, you can see here. Oh, nice! You had the chance to play. That's awesome. And how did you find it? Did you just play like the one-shot version, the very first part in Greta Base, or are you going to continue on and do like the rest of the I guess the module, like the rest of that zine? But yeah, you can see the story here. So experience Mothership in a different way. You play as the aliens, not the humans, on an unexplored planet Kane 615. The fatally curious Dr. Abelson has wandered off alone to get an alien egg sac. Yeah, what could go wrong? Players take on the roles of a parasitic alien. Take on the roles of parasitic alien worms competing for control of his body. Each with their own agendas and goals, they'll need to navigate the delicate social dynamics of Dr. Abelson's crewmates. Oh, that's cool. They still have to make sure he kind of acts human, and exploring the ruins of an alien necropolis. It's very cool. one shot is turning into a campaign. That happens. That does happen for sure, which is cool. Yeah. And the good thing about another bug hunt is that because you have this like defined ending, is that it's a good chance to actually like check how people are enjoying it as well. So, you know, it's very easy to be like, oh, we should do a campaign, and then like in your mind it's like, oh, this is a never-ending campaign. But it's always nice to have kind of like checkpoints, and so you can get a little bit of an idea of like, okay, like what are people enjoying, what are people not enjoying, are the themes things that people enjoy, are there things that people should, you know, should we avoid things, do people have what are called like lines and veils, so, you know, maybe you have someone who's arachnophobic, for example, then, you know, that sort of, it's like, okay, well, maybe we won't talk about spiders and etc. So I had that conversation actually yesterday, I think. But yeah, that happens. Turns into one shots, that's for sure. And then, so other things that are important. So just like with lots of these Kickstarter stuff, they often have like a digital version, print version. Then they have like a bundle, which I think he's done a collaboration with someone as well, if I remember correctly. And then there's like a full like bundles of his other work as well. So Gas. That's the other one that I forgot. This one here. But yeah. And I think what else? Oh, yeah, and you got Decagon as well. Decagon is a lot of fun as well. It's a great introductory scenario as well. It's very, very cool. I won't yeah. I won't talk about it too much because it's very easy to spoil. But yeah, so I'd say it's very easy to run. It's a great way to introduce people into the mechanics of Mothership. And what else should I say? I think I'll keep it as that because I really don't want to spoil it for people. It's very easy to spoil. But underwater research base and figure out is probably as far as I'm prepared to go. I'm a little bit happier to talk a little bit more about it, but yeah, if you spoil it, it's like just such a fundamental part. And then another thing that Waco does is that he also wardens games as well. So he has a what would you call it? He has a West Marches style campaign, so you can like go in and go out, and it's a bounty hunting campaign. And so you basically like join this collective of bounty hunters, and yeah, you're going to find something, kill someone, take someone, you know, take someone hostage, I guess, something like that. Kind of hard. So I've played it, so I found it. I think the thing that you have to be aware of, how to talk about it without spoiling. I think you'd have to just be very conscious of just setting some like hard limits, and just play it real time, and just do that. But yeah, I could see why, like, as a warden, it could get out of hand if you weren't sort of like really onto the timing aspect. Oh, okay. What do they say here? He says time looping. Yeah. So, oh, yeah. Nice to have you, Fusili. Have a great day. I hope your Friday goes well, and have a great weekend, and especially if you get to play some more Mothership as well. Yeah. So I think without spoiling too much, you just have to be on very kind of like strict with that. And then, of course, like once the players understand what's sort of going on, then it's a lot easier to run from there, because there's kind of like this mix of exploration, and then just making them not quite like do it again, but they have to go through some of the same areas again. Yeah. Okay. So that was one thing I wanted to look at. Another thing that I'm not too sure whether people had seen or not, but there's a really cool bundle on itch at the moment. It is related to for the Immigrant Law Center of Minnesota, and this is in response to like the situation that they've had recently regarding immigration, etc. there. So I'm not particularly like political, and I'm not from the US, and I don't live in the US. I've been to the US, of course. But what I did want to talk about was this bundle, because in this bundle, it does have some Mothership stuff in it. So it is a bundle that has like a ton of things in here. So some cool things that were in here. So I'll refer to a couple of, because it's a little bit easier if I don't have to like search, like scroll through. So there are a few modules that to be honest, I hadn't heard a lot about. I think this one was fairly new to me, this Flora on Axis. I'm not too sure how to pronounce that. This was a new one for me. And I think the same publisher, if not author, did another one as well. Trying to figure out over here. I forget how to use that. And then they got this other one, this Burying Grounds on Pebble Theta. So this is scheduled for survey and archaeological research. So this is more fits into, from what I could understand, is this sort of like terraforming and like first exploration of a particular planet. So that could be quite fun. It kind of, I would say there are some similarities in terms of like with another bug hunt. I don't know in terms of like monsters and stuff like that. But as you can imagine, there's sort of like problems with communications and reasons why they're stuck there. There isn't an infection timetable, so I guess there is some sort of disease going around as well. So that was another one that gives a good idea of what is going on. So that one was quite cool. Oh yeah, that's right. There was one. It was this one, A Fistful of Spores. Spore pods, I should say. This one looked quite cool. There is like some sort of very valuable fungus. And so the intro is the gold rush is over, the spore pods of Hayden 5, swelling in the magenta light of a dwarf star, are prized across the galaxy as a hallucinogenic cosmetics for the rich. Unfortunately, that same star is going to send a life-scouring solar flare over and through the forest moon in 24 hours. The rocks being picked over, but one last great pod bloom. One a prospector team could retire on. Only the desperate would try, but there's more than enough desperation to go around in the verse. So yeah, this kind of sounded interesting. It's got like a little map. It's very like Western factions type thing. And this is the same guy who did Tide World of Mani, which is a great like sandbox for Mothership, and the other one is Desert Moon of Karth is very quite famous as well. So yeah, space Western sandbox, and then Tide Moons of Mani. Sorry. So yeah, Wet Revolution Adventure module. So I haven't read Tide World of Mani, but I have read a lot of Desert Moon of Karth just because I was considering running a campaign in it. And yeah, it looks really cool, and I really like his writing. Give his name. Great stuff, and they generally have some really. And what else have they got? Yeah. But yeah, so it's like, quite a few pages, 50 pages. So I think that is, so that's in that same bundle as I talked about. What else is here? Oh yeah, I saw this one looked like a lot of fun. So this is it's like a coffee shop, and you as players, I think you wake up as part of like the coffee stands, something like this. Yeah, this looks like just a lot of fun, and yeah, it looks pretty quite hilarious as an idea. I think it's really great. Cool. So yeah, that looks like a lot of fun. So his stuff is all under Silver Arm Press. What else do we have? in this bundle. Ads. This is not Mothership specific. It was, if I remember correctly, it was. So this is like another sci-fi game, but it does have some good, like, some decent tables in here as well. So hopefully that comes up. Strand, good question. I have thought about that a little bit more. Like what I should do in that regard. Where there we go. All right. Yeah, I was having some issues. I think I pressed something that I shouldn't have. Is the short of it. So Strand, it's a good question. I'm trying to think about like which social media platforms would be most ideal. To be honest, I haven't used Instagram a lot. Yeah, exactly. Famous last words, right? It's like self-destruct button, basically. Yeah, I don't know. Like I've considered it, like whether it would be, like which platform would be most ideal. I'd be curious to know what people use. Personally, for Mothership related things, for me, a lot of Reddit, and in terms of what do people use to sort of find Mothership content, or had like I'm sure you could find it on all platforms, but it's whether those are the things that you really go there for as well. Okay, we'll see if I get this warning again or not. Hopefully I can still like share stuff and not be a huge problem. Yeah, so hopefully the connection is okay. I'm seeing a human. That helps. It does help. Be a little bit concerning if I wasn't. What was I going to say? Yeah. So this was something else that I managed to come across in the bundle. Yeah, I got to figure out some sort of proof how I'm going to do that. So this was also part of this bundle that actually Raphael, who is here, he put me onto. So much appreciated for doing that. So this was one that I actually mentioned to you, Raphael, which was this, And the reason I picked it out is that okay, so this setup was good for a little while, but not for long, not for like a long stream, clearly. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out if there's anything that I can really do in this situation, but I have a feeling I might have to just give up in a little while. So I'll try and keep an eye on things. It's a connection thing. I would doubt it's YouTube, but yeah, I don't have Twitch set up, to be quite honest. So YouTube doesn't seem to be having any issues. So I think it's just my connection, just because I'm not using my normal setup. So, but yeah. So I'm just going to attempt, I'll talk about one more thing and then I'll probably call it, just because then I don't want to put you guys through that a whole lot of times. And so I have a feeling it might be when I'm sharing something, is that it's just working a little bit too hard, perhaps. So let me know if it's an issue. So this last thing that was also in the bundle that is not a Mothership thing directly was this Points in Space book, and it is just starport locations, so stations as well. And the really cool thing about this is that, of course, like you can definitely adapt any of these things, but the great thing is that it has like a map of that little part of the station, whether it be like a restaurant, a bar, or I can't remember what else they've got in here. So I think this was like almost like an internet cafe, gaming cafe type thing. So you could easily adapt it to a whole lot of other things. But the great thing is that it was just like, okay, here's something you could just pick up and use, which is really, really cool. So this was also part of that same bundle, as I mentioned. So it's got like this one here at the back here, it's got Speedy Chop Shop, and then it's got like a docking bays. It's got this arcade, which is this one here, I believe. And so, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It looks really cool. Yeah, I'm not too sure if people are hearing me or I'm still having issues. So I might. Okay. But yeah, I quite like this because, I mean, I've got a. Okay, cool. Best at what? Okay, really? Okay. So as you can see, it's kind of like inconsistent. I think it started okay-ish, then it went really bad, and now it seems to be okay or decent. So anyway, I thought I'd just like tell you about this one as well. This is part of the bundle. There's some really cool things in the bundle. It is hard to trawl through, to be quite honest, because there are so many things in here. I think there's over 1,000 items. I think I saw somewhere. But there is a few things from Mothership, a few things that are directly like Mothership modules, or some are one-shots, some are just like settings rather than modules. and some are like Mothership related content. And then there's other things that are like this, which are just, okay, here's something science fiction that you could pick up and use. But yeah, I would take a look at this. I would love to show more, but I think I'm just going to call it, kind of like quit while I'm ahead a little bit here with with my fun and games while streaming. So sorry, it's a bit of a short one. It's only like an hour, but it was good to. It was basically a test anyway, just because I do come here where I am a little bit from time to time, and it was good to like just test out how it would go. So thanks for joining me, even though the connection stuff was a bit average, and I apologize for that. But I look forward to talking with you guys again, and I will sign off very, very quickly, very soon, I should say. Unless anyone has any other burning questions, I will let you get back to your Thursday or Friday. I think there is enough here. I'll do a little bit of a list and be a little bit more coordinated with it next time. It was very nice to talk to you guys, and much appreciated, and good luck for your games, especially Sam running his next, I guess the next stage of his, which will be very, very cool. And I look forward to hearing about your games. And you're welcome, man. You're welcome, Strand. And congrats, by the way, for running that with 5 plus a couple of NPCs. I have to ask you a little bit more about those NPCs next time, like what you were hoping to do with them and who they were, etc. But have a good one, and have a great weekend. Good luck for play, and good luck if you're running something. And talk soon. Thanks, guys.